Imagine this. Somewhere out in the wild, a small, hard-working bird is feeding what it believes is its own precious chick. It spends the whole day searching for food. It answers every cry. It fiercely protects the nest. But there's a secret it doesn't know. That oversized, demanding baby, it's not its chick. It's a stranger, an imposter. And that imposter didn't just sneak in. It killed the real babies by pushing their eggs out before they ever had the chance to hatch. This is the story of one of nature's most fascinating and ruthless tricksters, the cuckoo bird. It doesn't build a nest. It doesn't raise its own young. Instead, it relies on deception, on evolution, and on perfect timing to make other birds raise its children, while their own are quietly eliminated. This isn't just survival. This is biological warfare. And the cuckoo? It's a master at it. Welcome to Secrets of the Unseen World. I'm Aaron Kael. Here, we uncover the stories nature doesn't want to share. And today's one is stranger than fiction. Let's begin. To pull off this trick, the cuckoo needs precision. It doesn't just drop its egg into any random nest. First, it carefully watches, sometimes for hours or even days, until it finds the perfect target. A bird that's just started laying eggs. Then, in just a few seconds, the female cuckoo swoops in, lays her egg, and sometimes even tosses one of the host's eggs out just to make space. That's it, she's gone, and the host returns, never realizing what just happened. Now here's the clever part. Cuckoo eggs don't stand out. After millions of years of evolution, they've developed colors and patterns that closely mimic the host bird's eggs. Each female cuckoo targets a specific bird, and her eggs are genetically adapted to match that bird's own eggs almost exactly. To the host, everything seems perfectly normal. But inside that imposter egg, the clock is ticking. Cuckoo eggs are designed to hatch faster, sometimes a full day earlier than the others. And when the baby cuckoo hatches, it already knows what to do. Eliminate the competition. It's blind, it's featherless, but it uses its back to push the other eggs, one by one, out of the nest. It doesn't need to see. It doesn't hesitate. It just does it. And when the host bird comes back, it finds one lonely chick, chirping loudly for food, and it starts the exhausting job of raising a baby that isn't even its own. Now here's the wildest part. That baby cuckoo can grow to be twice the size of its foster parents, but they never question it. Why? Because the cuckoo chick has evolved to mimic the begging calls of an entire nest of babies. So the parents are tricked into thinking they're feeding many chicks. They work non-stop to feed a child that killed their own. So, what happens to that baby cuckoo once it grows up? Well, it doesn't return to the birds that raised it. In fact, it has no idea who they are. It never saw them, never needed them, because everything it needs to survive is already programmed into its genes. When it's old enough, it simply flies off, finds a mate, and repeats the cycle, laying eggs in other birds' nests, just like its mother did. Here's the really wild part. Female cuckoos don't just lay eggs early. They actually delay laying until the very last possible moment, keeping the egg inside longer than most birds do. Why? To make sure that when the egg hits the nest, it hatches before the host's own eggs. One tiny mistake in timing, and the entire plan falls apart. In this game of survival, nature runs like clockwork. Now, where do cuckoos live? They're found across Europe, Asia, and Africa. They're migratory birds, moving with the seasons. In spring, they head north to breed, and in autumn, they fly south to escape the cold. You won't see them often in cities. They prefer forests, fields, and farmland, quiet places where smaller birds nest low, and don't expect to be tricked. Funny enough, despite all their deception, the cuckoo's call, that simple cuckoo sound, is loved by many. In fact, in some cultures, it's believed to bring good luck. In old European folklore, hearing the first cuckoo of spring meant prosperity, love, or long life. In parts of South Asia, the sound of the cuckoo is linked to joy, renewal, and peace. So here we are, a bird that lies, cheats, and hijacks entire families. And yet, we smile when we hear its voice. Final thoughts. The cuckoo doesn't kill out of cruelty. It cheats because that's how it survives. And the more we learn about nature, the more we realize morality is a human invention. In the wild, only one thing matters: what works. So what do you think? Is the cuckoo a villain or a genius? Let us know in the comments.